There's some stuff that the crew don't know that only Wilson and Miller are aware of, thanks to Miller sort of sharing some details. Wilson sharing some details with Miller about what's actually on board the Cronus. And so the crew, she kind of wanted to make sure all of the crew were looked after and loaded them up with arsenal to their confusion. And they've just entered the umbilical passageway over to the Cronus, where, look, I'm sure nothing will be
getting dicey.
All right, let's get some sounds going for all of us, except, unfortunately, Reece, who doesn't know how to work his computer. Well, something's going wrong.
I've got corporate audio going.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And look, we've got this fancy new overlay with like monitors and green and scan lines and stuff. So now, guys, is my voice getting crackly at all? Is it smooth? Is it working okay?
You sound all right at the moment.
Okay, cool. So the one thing that, as you're all zero-G'ing through this brightly lit white passageway, it's clean, it's really, really quite nice and looked after, this ship. As you're all hovering and floating through this passageway, Miller lets you all know that Mother did give her a look at the ship, and she beams over to your little heads-up displays the map of the ship that we're going to embark onto. So let me just bring up can I bring it up?
Yes, yes you can.
It's not quite coming through yet, Mother.
It'll get there. So let's just, you know what? I just need to refresh my HUD, I think Miller says. Let me just F5 my HUD for a moment, but we'll send that over. And what you see in front of you is just like you already knew from seeing it in the window of the Montero that it is a big ship. But seeing this map and its 4 decks really sort of put into perspective just how vast and sprawling this ship is. How are we leading this? I guess we'll have Miller is out in front, service pistol on her side, leading her crew down this passageway. Sorry, I was really hoping things wouldn't break tonight, but I don't think we're going to get that future. Okay.
Wilson will take up the rear.
Yep.
He is pretty already uncomfortable being on a spaceship, so being between them isn't really his cup of tea, and he'll just hold the handrail all the way along.
Yeah, Davis is up along with Miller because the cockpit's at the front of a ship, so you put the pilot in the front. She's leading the way.
Okay, cool.
Well, not leading. Miller's in front, obviously.
Second leading.
Yeah, Cham's muscle, but he's not a leader, so he's hanging near the back as well. Just following what everyone else is doing.
Yep. Rye's near Cham, possibly trying to get us on going.
It's a smooth, slow journey down this umbilical passageway before we reach the airlock of the Cronus. And there's just something really strange about it. It looks like it's been buckled and buckled outwards into this passageway. And Miller sort of looks back towards Wilson and just glares. I don't know if he can see the glare through the helmet of these compression suits, but a glare is definitely occurring.
Wilson will wave back to Wilson.
She goes to grab onto the external parts of this airlock and tries with her might just to open up this thing, but it seems with the damage done to this part of the ship that it's not going to open up. And just through your radio, Rye, you hear Miller. I think we're going to need the cutting torch, Rye.
Oh my gosh. Okay, great. Let's go. Hopefully this means that there's plenty of air in there. Oops.
So give me a...
Sorry, which one am I?
yeah. So if you look on your character sheet, it'll show that you get like a bonus dice of 2 for using the cutting tool. So if you click the heavy machinery roll, it'll ask you for like bonus dice. Just put 2 into there.
And 2. Oops. Oh. How was that?
That is not good. You've got 0 successes in all of your rolls. So a lot of dice. What was that? 7 dice. So what you can do if you want... first of all, I need you to sort of explain what this looks like. This fail.
This fail.
Yeah.
This fail is like trying to start the damn thing, and it's just sparking and just doing the usual shaking it. Maybe give it a tap on the side. Looking at Cham. No. Okay, cool.
Do you need my Zippo?
Maybe.
And what you can do is you can push the roll. What that does is it gives you 1 stress dice, but you can basically re-roll all of the dice that didn't succeed, so 7 of your dice, just by pushing that push button.
Sorry.
But what I want you to do before you roll, if you don't even have to, it's up to you if you want to push, is you just have to tell me what do you do differently that makes this hopefully succeed.
All I could think of is like when you have a really bad lighter, so you cup your hand to catch the gas and then start it up, but with a blowtorch that would be a very bad idea. So
Do it.
I don't know, I just juggle it maybe. Okay, hopefully it's like a technician
just bang
trick.
it really hard against the metal.
Yeah.
I bang it against the metal and the door opens. It'll be fantastic.
Okay, so do you want to push?
Yes.
Okay.
We need this door open.
Cool.
Please open.
Just push the push button. Cool, great.
What is going on with this thing?
That is well, there's a lot of successes there and no ones, so that's good. I don't know why
there's a few 6s in there.
Yeah, so you succeeded, but I do need 1 more.
She's got 2 stress dice on that.
How many?
And they're... Oh no, I was going to say they're both 6. No.
How on your character sheet? How many stress levels do you have?
Oh, sorry.
That's right. Because it should have rolled at least
level.
1 stress
That
dice.
says...
Yeah, it said it
does say
rolled 2.
stress
I'm seeing
dice.
2...
Stress level.
But it also says my name.
Sorry, I should
it does
click.
too.
Oh,
What?
are you on the
Am I playing
Cham?
someone else?
Well, look.
Use my stats.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What?
Yeah, there's like 9.
Yeah, because I've got
dice.
8 heavy machinery.
I'm so sorry.
I don't know. I think there was like a roll 20 issue there. We'll take the first. Look, we'll take the first 7, and we'll take the first stress dice just to make that fair. Because you've only got 1 point of stress on your character sheet. Is that right, Jolene?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So you didn't get any 1s, which is great. Especially that you didn't get a 1 on your stress dice, which is perfect. So you kind of knuckle down. You just like bang it and cup your hands in the right way to like try and get that. Try and stop the wind from the 0 gravity passageway from blowing out your amazing Zippo cutting
My
torch.
Zippo trick.
Yeah. And you managed to do exactly what you need to do to like cut and loosen this door. And with ease now, that first external airlock door now opens up into the passageway, and you can see we're looking down into the ship. We're sort of looking down from the top into this room, and in that room, it's dark. There's no lights on in that area whatsoever. And Miller like flicks on her little helmet torch, and it just lights up just a little bit of the area. And she's looking around, and all of you can see past her into this darkness of this airlock. And inside that airlock, you can see a ladder that just continues down further decks, and a couple of doors to the north and south of this room, or the front or back, I guess we'll say, instead of north and south. And Miller, with only just a small moment of hesitation, pushes down into the airlock and just floats and tries to land on her feet and holds onto the wall. And she looks up through the airlock at you all and sort of beckons you in.
Sweet.
Yep, fire off the little torch.
In we go.
Follow on in.
You guys should be on the map now. You should have the Cronus map. And if you take a look at deck A, which is at the top left, if you zoom in, you'll see our little faces in the junction area, which is the airlock area. Each of you, I assume, just want to describe coming down into this airlock, into this, and what you're feeling, however it is that you're feeling. Do you want to start, Wilson?
Wilson's mask is like 100% condensation. He's like, he's like freaking out with a 0G, and he's just slowly starting to hold on to the edges of the room. And he's pretty incoherent, but eventually will stabilize.
Okay. Davis, you were right behind Miller.
Yeah, Davis got the light on. Yeah, there's just this little tiny beam cutting through the darkness into this ship that's been, vanished 70 years ago. And as much as she was a bit reticent before, she'll never admit it, but this is actually kind of cool. Like, the heart rate's up a bit. It's like, this is what's going on here. This is a bit of a free horror show, but it beats just driving in a straight line for 50 years,
Rye?
Rye is just focusing on the job, trying not to think too much about, how long this ship has been out here for, but mostly looking for, any signs of damage. Does it look like stuff's still working? That kind of thing.
It looks like almost nothing is working from what you can see. There's this room is all shut off. All of the doors are shut. Even the stairway, the ladder system down to the floors beneath us is currently shut off. You can see that it is a hatch for going down. Obviously, this area needs to be repressurized before any of these other doors are going to open up and let us through. Cham?
Cham has absolutely no idea what their agenda is by visiting this ship. So all he's doing is he's just quietly thinking about just do a good job, just be helpful, just do people say to do the things, you just do the things. You're doing a good job, Cham. Keep it up. And yeah, his body just goes boom into the junction area, and then he just stands still as a statue waiting for orders.
And an order comes pretty quickly. Miller looks to Cham and says, "Can you help with getting this airlock shut back up? With the cutting torches and make sure this is put back in place."
Okay. Is that just strength?
I think Cham. I'm not going to make Cham roll for this. This is a pretty normal, quick task for Cham. It's not something I think that Cham. This is why, Miller knows Cham is the right person for this job. Something that Cham won't mess up.
Cool. Yeah, just closes the airlock and then just stands with a big smile on his face that they can't see because of the glare on the helmet. But he's proud of himself.
Miller's waiting for the sound of the airlock, that locking mechanism to really click into place, and she starts tapping away at a small console, a little terminal on the wall, which seems to have enough system power to accept that little combination, which is pretty standard for any USCSS vessel. And the room starts repressurizing and gravity kicks in, and you all find yourself standing now in this junction area. Each of the doors, the one to the north and the one to... actually, it looks like there's one on each side, each cardinal direction. The little lights on the wall turn from red to green. It's very dim, and there's really no other lights in this room. And Miller just reiterates to the group, all we got to do is we got to find those samples. We just want to check on the crew, and then we're out of here. Okay, that's all we're here for.
Yep. Cham leans into Rye and says, "Samples of what?"
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. Cham?
Ah! That was meant for Rye.
Oh,
I forgot we had open comms. That's Cham's bad.
The corp is always listening, Cham. Always listening.
That's accurate. I mean, like, we've got... Oh, sorry.
Open com.
So this let's have a quick look. This whole area, mainly the door. There's a lot. You know how it seemed to be damaged from the outside. Now that Cham got up close to lock it, there's just so many scuff marks and damage to the interior side of this door that he noticed at the same as well.
Yeah, Cham tries to just discreetly buff one out with his elbow in case it was him that made it, and then he realizes it wasn't, and just like maneuvers away.
So one of the things that each of you would be well aware of with this style of map system, you've seen these kind of maps for all of the different vessels that you've been on, is the layout of the system is pretty standard. You've got your the cryo deck, you've got your cryo deck, you've got your main deck, and a cargo deck, and you've got, in a vehicle this big, you've got a vehicle bay as well. The other thing that you need to be aware of is that the little dotted lines are vents. Now they're big enough to get into, and sometimes they're the only way to get to specific rooms. So definitely take those into consideration while you're sort of figuring out what's next.
Cool. I'm glad you said that, because they would look. I was looking at them and thinking they were just like cool decorations.
Right? Yeah. Also, another thing that you'll notice, there's little terminal markers. They're like little circles with 4 little black circles within them. Little terminals are throughout most ships as well, so you can stay on comms should you get split up for any reason.
Is it like a PS2 connection, like the keyboards before USB?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I think that is it.
Miller, have you got a second? Can we talk about that agenda item when you got a minute with the old?
And she looks at like everyone sort of in this relatively cramped space, and she turns around and slams her fist onto like a button on the door to the front of the ship, and the little door in the junction area sort of just slides open, and Miller just walks out into this corridor area, and it's just as dark out in there. There's no lighting on this ship, and what you've all started to notice as well is there's like layers of frost that are like coating these walls now. And when that door slid open, like bits of frost and ice like cracked and splintered down onto the ground. You can't really tell with the suits you're wearing, but it looks like this entire ship is frozen, or at least frosted over. And Miller makes her way out into this dark corridor with her headlight on, and she beckons Wilson over. She just flicks her comms over to a separate channel and holds up 2 fingers, like, channel 2.
Okay. I guess the old captain's calling me out to the creepy hallway. Just remember those chocolate bars, guys? We'll be back soon. And Wilson's going to make his way over and just try to give Miller like a high 2 instead of a high 5.
And she just like points to the radio and gives you the number 2 again.
Oh yeah. And he fiddles with his thing. And he's going to go to max volume for a minute. That's not right! Okay. Cham 2. Alright. So, what do you want to talk to me about, Miller?
You wanted to talk to me.
Well, yeah, but you can go first if you want.
Yeah, Davis.
Back in the thing, Davis is just gonna like, oh, mum and dad want privacy. Hit the button to shut the door again. Can Davis then switch over to channel 2, seeing this big 2 thing happening?
Yeah. Let me just check. I want to see if there's like a. Let's have a look at some rolls here. Obviously, you'll be doing an observation roll, but I'm going to put that against. Who am I going to put that against? I'm going to do just a wits roll, and I want you to compete against that with an observation roll. So, I'm just going to do a standard roll.
Yeah, you're really crackly, right?
Damn.
240p. Can't beat it.
I don't know how I'm going to... Hopefully, I can remedy it.
1 for Davis.
Okay. If you can hear me over the crackling, you...
Channel 2's a staticky one.
Yeah, you know, you can tell exactly what that meant, and you tune into channel 2 as the door shuts.
Gives a little wave as the door's shutting.
Are we catching on to this, Cham and Rye?
Cham's not.
I don't know. Is Davis going to share that with the rest?
No, Davis is just gonna stand in the corner.
The captain said 2, which means they want to talk just the 2 of them.
So, what is it, Wilson?
So I know you're the captain, and I totally get you do the captain thing and that whole thing with the captaining. But we're not just going back to the previous Montero. We gotta take the Cronus back. This is the science ship, right? With the whole 966, that range. You can't beat that range. So I get you want to like talk to the crew and do the crew thing, but I'm happy for you to tell them that's not the case when you're ready. But just thought I'd remind you of the old thing. You remember the amendment,
And Miller's just like staring at you with her arms crossed, like you're taking her for an idiot, and she doesn't like that at all.
Yeah,
And
is that the distasteful look?
Yeah, it's very similar to the one she gave you in that passageway as well.
Yeah.
And she moves forward, gets close to you. Even she doesn't need to, considering the radio's in your ear anyway. And she says, I know. I'm not stupid. I know what it is we're here to do. But you try and convince the crew of that, okay? I just want to get as much of this done, understand what it is that we're here for, before I drop that on them, that we're not going back to the Montero. And I think, Davis, that last sentence just cuts through crystal clear.
All right. Like HR guidelines says I have to listen. I've got to do the nodding. And then I get to reply. And I like that bit best because that's when I'm using my words and you guys do what I say. So I'll let you run the captaining as you like. But I'll be here if you need me. And I've probably got an extra candy bar. Probably.
Look, I just want you to keep an eye on that motion tracker, Okay, Wilson, do you know how to use that?
No,
Okay.
no, like
All right, we'll figure
What
it.
a-
I want you to figure that out before we go too much further. And she slams her fist on the door button, and shunk, it opens up again. Another dusting of frost gets rattled down onto the ground around you. And Miller sort of beckons the others out.
we're sort of trying to go back in at the same time and make it awkward in the doorway.
Davis is going to flick back to the correct channel, just quietly.
Just discreetly.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like looking at a panel and just quietly, switch it back at the same time.
Right. Have you had a chance to look where the science area is, where the cryopods maybe, where the crew might be holed up, if there is any left? Are any left? No, I'm not good at this. Right?
Yeah, can we so we've just find this out with one of the what do you call them? The little ports on the side.
Oh, you've got the full map of the system sort of in your heads-up display now that you can sort of bring up whenever you like. So utilize.
Is there like a manifesto of like what's on board, where it's
you
kept?
can definitely jump onto one of the terminals if you'd like.
Yeah, yeah.
Give us a Comtech roll.
Let's see how this goes. Comtech. Come on, Comtech. Where are you? Nope, not command. Comtech. Any additional dice?
No, this will just be a standard Comtech.
How'd we go?
Ooh.
Good.
One
So
success.
you rolled, was that 7 of your standard dice? You rolled your stress die, but because you didn't get a 1 on that stress die, it's all good. Doesn't get counted. So you got that success, which means you've used these terminals before. They're pretty standard. This is pretty old, considering what you usually work with. So what are you looking for? What sort of information are you trying to get out of this terminal?
Standard stuff like cargo manifesto, where it was supposed to be going, maybe a list of crew, checking if they're still in cryo, if they abandoned ship,
Yeah, okay. I think
captain's log.
what some of the information that you get back was sort of information on where they were heading, and some samples, the name of some samples that they were basically tasked to locate. So looks like the Cronus was launched to specifically locate and bring back something called chemical agent A0395, and it just sort of rattles on. Okay. Also, and looks like they went to the Draconis system, a small little planetoid dubbed LV1113. None of this has been overly relevant in your line of work, so none of this is just like, it's a big there's a lot of spaces that the Weyland-Yutani get out to, and of course you haven't heard of all of them, and this is just another one of those.
Yep.
You flick through some of that information, and it looks like you tap away and bring up some information on the cryo habs, and while it looks like there would have been at one stage like multiple dozen cryohabs with people in it, only 5 of them look to be currently in use.
Okay, great. And I relay this over the shared comms.
Okay, and I think yeah, sorry if anyone else wants to.
Wilson's still on 2, so he's just oblivious.
Cham is looking around the room and like counting. Like you said, there's 5 cryopods in use, and then he's like, "There's 5 of us." He thinks it's like, He's putting 2 and 2 together, and he's getting 5.
Okay. We're right. Do you know this is all pretty dark? I'm just where are the cryo chambers? Do you know where we need to go from here?
Oh, yep, sure. You go and I show them. It's like, go down this way, this way, this way. We'll take a couple of lefts here. First one should be on your right, at the end of the hallway, the large hallway.
Okay. Okay,
Let's
go.
make this quick.
Yeah.
Get back to the ship.
It's very quiet aboard this ship, and it looks like there are some terminals that you pass on the way down the south of these corridors, and they don't seem to be powered at all. So it's amazing that there was any power in that airlock system. Clearly, just enough to make sure that the airlock system could work and the terminal was there if needed. But other than that, it is dark the entire way down. What I will see. Sorry. Okay. All right. What? Can we just get like an observation roll from all of the characters?
Observation.
We're not going to include stress, so don't worry about if any of that comes up.
No successes.
Oh. I'm so sorry. Where is the...
Someone helped.
I've lost it.
Observations on the right-hand quadrant at the top.
It is one of the wits ones.
Yeah.
Sorry. Observation. Oh.
Can you see it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Roach needs to roll observation to find the observation button.
Yes, I do.
In the middle of your character sheet, it's like built into like strength, ability, empathy, and wits. Off on the right, your above wits should be observation.
Sorry.
Are you on the character sheet?
Maybe you need to.
I am, but it's been reshaped.
Okay, so wits are on the bottom left of that little quadrant that you're seeing, and underneath wits should be observation. Does that work?
Oh my god.
Does your one look more like a list? Or, I don't know.
Yes, and every time I try to make the screen bigger, everything moves around.
Because if yours is like a list, and you've kind of got
No,
two
I got it.
columns
I got it.
of-
It's cool.
All right.
Wait.
Okay, I think.
Okay. Rye got
Yeah. No,
one success for Rye and 2 for Miller, and that's it.
One for Davis.
Yeah, okay. So say anybody that has the success there notices that at the end of the corridor up against the basically off on the wall next to the door at the bottom of this hallway, right down the bottom here, you notice a slumped over body.
Oh.
Sort of just slumped over next to this wall. And Miller just stops.
Jesus,
What's
is that a
everybody
pistol?
looking at?
Sorry, what was that, Cham?
What's everybody looking at?
Okay, well, and just points to where the headlight of her, the light of her helmet is pointed, and just points. I think we may have found one of the Cronus's crew.
Oh, do you think they're okay?
They're just sleeping.
Oh, good.
We're maybe like 10 meters away from this body at the moment, so all we're seeing is this sort of shape and some shadow it's casting on the wall. Miller,
I'm getting
Miller
too old for
hesitates.
this.
But I think Miller knows that she's probably probably the person that should be looking into this, and turns to Wilson. Wilson, how's that motion tracker coming along?
Motion tracker?
Wilson's still on channel 2, so he's just
Like,
tailing
she's just
behind the
going
curve.
ballistic. Miller! And he's just kind of just
Yeah,
looking behind.
Cham's gonna give Wilson like a very strong elbow, like, and just say,
He's talking to you.
which he can't hear, but surely he can feel the elbow.
You can see that Wilson's monologuing happily to Cham.
She holds up 4 fingers, points to the radio, 4 fingers.
It's gonna squelch it and then get back to 4. Oh, like I hope you got the end of that, because Dave in accounts, he never even saw me coming.
Miller,
and then-
what are you? How's the motion tracker coming along?
I'll try again because it's pretty heavy. I mean, oh, Cham, could you carry this around in front of me, please?
Cham, just
Okay.
don't.
Cham can hold,
Cham,
carry the things.
this is one of those times where I don't want you to lift. Okay?
It's my raison d'etre.
I know you like that word, but this is, and I know you like lifting, but not this time, Cham.
Okay. Cham, follow orders.
Miller, and I think she's going to use. She's going to
The pistol.
She's going to pull rank on Wilson. So her talent is to pull rank. So I can roll command against the target's manipulation. If successful, the target must follow your order, even if it means harm or danger to themselves. And my stress level increases by 1 each time I do this. So she is just like, Miller! Oh, sorry, that's herself. That's how frazzled she is. She's so frazzled. She's forgotten everyone's name. Wilson! And she screams out, get your head in this and use that goddamn motion tracker. And she's going to roll her command. And I want you to roll your... What did I say? Your manipulation?
Manipulation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to subtract 1 because Wilson.
No. All right.
1 success.
Oh gosh, now we need to figure out what happens if there's like a. This is why I brought this time.
Oh, there you go.
Yay!
It's a face-off.
It's a face-off, and it's a tied face-off, 70. So I need to figure out. This is part of the learn with us. Side of what we're doing. Commands. Give orders. Roll command for every star you roll. They get a +1 notification. Oh, that's for if that works. But what if when you want to manipulate negotiation? Each of the following factors does that. Is it not going to say? We both succeed? I don't know what that means.
I can meet you halfway. We can settle it with a D20.
There's no D20s in this one, sir.
D6.
You are mistaking.
Scissors, paper, rock.
They must be
If you look at the top of our sheets, though, there is the option to roll 1d66.
Yeah, that
What?
will... That's going to happen, by the way. That will happen at some point during maybe tonight's session.
Not ominous.
Not.
Can use command to
Much
order other
excited.
characters, PCs, and NPCs to do as they say. That's literally all it says.
Is it meets beats?
We both rolled, though. That's the problem.
Opposed rolls?
Should we just re-roll?
Yeah,
No,
reroll.
it's okay. This is part of, like, we're not just going to make it up. I want to make
Again!
sure we actually... I want to
Yeah.
make sure we actually get this right. Would you say opposed rolls? Sorry, this is it's slowing down certain things. Opposed rolls, page 64.
While Miller is full tirade, Wilson's
I found
just
it.
like, oh yeah.
So I found it in a discussion board about the Alien RPG, and the answer is that every success in an opposed roll negates a success of the opponent, so a tied result is the same as if neither had rolled any successes.
Okay, all right. That was on page 64 as well. So that's what we're going to go with.
Yes.
She screams to try and pull rank on you, Wilson. And what does Wilson succeeding in like not having rank pulled look like? I'm just going to up my stress level by 1.
Okay. I think Wilson will take the ear bashing, but he'll sell it as a corporate win. Well, I understand where you're coming from, Miller, and for the crew, I will go out of my bubble and I will motion detector because I care about you all, and so does Waylon Yutani. Thank you. John James Wilson, I'll be here for most of it.
Wilson's like an online troll who's like, "Ha! I triggered you. I win."
While this argument is occurring, are any of the other 3 interested in this body 10 meters away in the dark?
Yeah, Cham's just walked up to it. He doesn't think it means danger. He just thinks like this is a person either who needs help maybe, and he's all about helping. So he's just walking up to the body.
It's like, Cham, get away from there. You don't want to touch that.
Yeah, why?
They've been frozen in space. They could potentially break.
Cham, as you get closer and closer and the little torch on the side of your helmet lights up this body, you notice that there is a splatter of blood and brain on the wall behind him. And as you...
Oh, that's why.
And as you get a better angle on it, now that you're like within 2 or 3 meters from it, you notice that on the shoulders of that slumped over form, there's very much a head missing.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet holy mother. Everybody, there's no head on the body.
Oh, no.
We're gonna take.
Oh, no.
We're gonna take like a 5-minute break, and with getting Dicey tradition, they usually take a little bit longer than 5 minutes. But if you wanted to grab yourself a drink of water or something to help push into the next session of this, welcome. Please do, or don't, and we can give away a copy of the starter set.
Give it away now.
How do we want to do this? What's the best way to give it to a live audience? I think there's some tools.
You could roll a number, and then people in the chat could pick a number, and then the closest one to the number wins the number.
Closest without going over.
That sounds pretty sensible, to be honest. Is there? That sounds like
something.
Good one.
What about something alien-centric, like a trivia,
Pick
an obscure trivia question?
Yes.
Alien.
Are we live, or is this just us?
No, we're live. We're still we stay live during our break, just so we can chat. We can chat to the.
Okay. Because I was going to say, what if we asked them like, which actor does the something, and then and they don't know that it's this. And which actor says "Game over, man, game over" in Aliens?
Actually, that is
like
a good
everyone.
One. But everyone's got the
knows
internet, like right there to Google it, right? So is it the first?
Yeah, who can Google the fastest?
Who can do it the fastest?
Go Google, go.
Is this like have we started? Is that it? Are we going?
I'm just ideating.
Okay.
What's what's the name of the little girl in Aliens?
Okay, wait. Before we go. Okay. Right. It starts now. Okay, we're starting now, and the question is about to happen. The first person or the last person, which makes so whoever answers last. I don't know how to figure that one out.
Everyone's just waiting to type. It won't be me.
Yeah.
No one answers.
I was thinking the best thing to do would be to say whoever can do it before we get back into it. So everyone has to put it in before we get started, but whoever does it last, that's it.
I like this extra complexity.
Or because people in chat are saying if we say whoever does it first, then there might be lag. There could be people. Okay, all right, here we go. Everyone who's watching, set your settings on Twitch to like 160p. There'll be no lag. There'll be
On a system.
The layers of this are just outrageous.
Go into DevTools, set the connection speed to 56k. Everyone gets it at the same rate.
Run to your nearest PP Tech.
Install a NAS. Reload it back into it.
Whoever can restart their system first and come back just to scream aliens at us can get it.
And that character is thinking of a number, which we'll put in the chat.
Squish just says, just do a number guess, which I... Look, that is fair. That is fair. I like the question, but there is the lag issue. But that means we just reward whoever's got the best internet. If you've paid good money to get
The
good
rich get
internet,
richer.
Yeah.
that means today you are being looked after by...
Isn't there some kind of raffle feature on Twitch? Or do you have to install that?
No way.
I think there is, but I don't know. I've never done it.
Could you
There is
learn
a
this?
raffle. There is a raffle feature, but I don't know if it's built into like Streamlabs. Oh, by the way, is my crackling finished? It's been still crackling. I changed how I was doing my audio, but the problem is Chrome keeps changing the volume of my voice, which is annoying as shit for the quality of the stream. Which is taking us wildly
I've got
off
a
track.
reasonably,
Oh, wait,
I've got a
giveaway.
reasonably obscure question if you want.
Ooh.
Maybe I just found the raffle system.
Oh, cool.
Oh. That sounds reasonable.
But I don't like. It's like ticket cost. Ticket cost? What is ticket? No. Look, I'm just going to open this up. Look, I've never done this before. I don't know what it looks like. If you
That's
do
what
I
he
have to
said.
do I have to put something into the chat to kick it off? Let's or does it just automatically kick off? Let's try this. Did that do anything?
No.
Guys?
I'm not in the chat.
I mean, do you have a list of all the people in the chat and you just roll a...
Look, you're trying to make
There
this
are, and
way more
pick that
simple
one.
than it needs to be.
How dare you?
Let me write everyone's name down on a piece of paper and then just like put your hand in a hat.
Get the piece of paper app.
Yeah.
Someone type... Fuck, this is professional. Can someone type exclamation raffle? And I'm just going to see if your name gets put into this little tool that I have.
There you go. I'll be the guinea pig.
Okay, people are... Well, this is at least letting me know how many people are interested.
2.
Is it
And
more
I'm the
than
test
zero?
person.
I'm feeling pretty good luck for that other person then.
To be fair, lag isn't the reason that some people haven't... Oh, wait. Okay, Squished, I think, is waiting to see if it worked. It didn't work. Nothing's happening. So I'm just going to... Let's just do a number. Pick a number. One. I'm thinking of a number. There's not many of you, so I am going to pick a number between 1 and 100. I'm thinking of it right now. Put you...
You can throw it into our chat so we can see it.
Oh, okay. All right. My
We can be
number-
honest.
We can hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just changed it just as I started typing it. So
Oh, good thing you're sending it to us then.
yeah. Butts isn't a number, Brad. You can't guess.
Not with that attitude.
But okay, the competition it started now. There's no exclamation raffle. You just put a number in the chat closest to this number. I put it in the Video Ninja chat so you guys can see that. So
Yep.
you know I'm being honest here.
Can I just quickly again say thank you to Free League for giving us the copies of this to give away? That's
Yes, yeah.
pretty ace of them, I thought.
Just thank you to Free
Free
League in
League,
general.
Free
They're,
League.
they're like
For
the
having
best
cool stuff.
game
Yeah.
company ever.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
And we've got 2 more copies to give away as well, which we'll be giving away to one of our Patreon supporters and via YouTube. If people like and comment and they're subscribed to us, we'll pick one of the people to get it from there as well. The first session went live, last
Okay.
week's session went live today. So make sure you leave a comment if you want to try and win one through there as well. We've got, look, I'm just going to call it there. We've got 3 people. I should just give each of these 3 a copy and just remove the rest of the competition.
But this is premium content for next time.
This is. So, Squish, did you just change your number to 3 or was it 34? You can't do 2 different numbers.
He's
It's called
just gonna
hedging a
keep,
bet.
just gonna keep
You
guessing.
can't go
until
high
he gets
and
it.
low. 34. Okay. Well, I was guessing 53, so the closest is Squished. Squished, we will hand your details over to our contact at Free League and we'll get you a digital copy of that starter set.
Congrats.
Congratulations. And so
Squished.
for the 2 of you, for the 2 of you that didn't win, there's always via our Patreon or YouTube as well. So please please make this worthwhile. We appreciate
Back to the action.
and then back to the
Action.
spaceship. All right, you guys ready? Have you guys got a little drink? You're all refreshed, ready to go. We'll just push through until something awesome happens.
In space, no one can hear you give away games.
It did feel a little bit like that, but we did give one away. All right, let's get the sound going. We're gonna move back onto the Cronus.
Oh, Cronus.
And Cham, you've now seen this headless body in a spacesuit, slumped over, blood and brain on the wall behind him, and you've also noticed that there's a model 37A2 shotgun lying next to him.
Oh, okay. Would Cham be smart enough to observe whether or not this person inflicted that to themselves?
Give us an observation roll.
Yeah, that won't go well. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Oh, it did go well.
Ho ho.
It went very well. You sort of examine the situation a little more, and it does look like it was self-inflicted from what you can tell. For the fact that there's literally no head anywhere else other than on the wall and around different parts of this slumped over body. But with a closer examination, you know that despite not having a head, something else doesn't seem to be quite right about him. His arms just seem a little too long, and they seem to have stretched out the compression suit until different parts of it have started tearing around the forearm.
Well, that's terrifying.
How does Cham react to that?
He reluctantly turns his back on the body and says to everyone in the group that
I think you should probably see this. It's pretty weird.
Miller again just looks back at Wilson and then continues over towards Cham. Is Cham visibly shaken or anything from this, or?
yeah, I mean, he's still in his suit with the helmet and
Yes,
stuff, so
yeah.
you can't tell any facial expressions or anything, but
Sure.
he's standing his normal dead statue still, like waiting for orders, his default setting, so you can't really get any emotion from it. It's just his voice that says it's pretty weird.
Of course, all of you hear Cham's voice over the radio, and
Yep.
Miller just slowly starts walking towards, and her hand just sort of reaches and just hovers over her service pistol, Do the rest of you follow along behind?
Yep.
Davis?
David's going to shoulder past Wilson, follow along. She was distracted listening to the two of them, watching the two of them fight before, so hadn't noticed Cham wander off anyway.
And what's Wilson doing?
Wilson's going to be looking at the motion detector and follow up at the rear like a scolded little boy.
Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll use the motion detector as well, just since he is fiddling around with it. Let's have a look at the gear. Vision devices.
I'm not sure I was prepared for the Alien game to turn into a horror.
Surprise!
Wait a minute.
At the mention of the body, I was like, oh no, it begins. Here it comes.
I'm just going to quickly bring up, just to ruin the amazing flow that we've got going here, I'm just going to bring up the information we need for the motion tracker.
We're just going to give away another copy of the.
It's a shame there's not something built into Roll20 where it'll just like ping the motion things every so often.
Yeah.
This is just a live feed of Wilson's mind as he's trying to work out a device that doesn't present slides. He's like looking for the print button, going into like page setup, adjusting margins. But this motion detector doesn't have any of that, and he's quite stumped.
Times New Roman.
Where's the star wipe transition button?
Exactly.
Where's the word art?
No, Tien, it's Comic Sans.
With the motion tracker, you can use it once per turn. A turn is about 4 to 6 minutes. Okay, so every turn is about 4 to 6 minutes. And you must use so you just use it automatically to detect things around you. But anytime you use it, you've got to use a power supply roll. So it has a set amount of power. You'll see in your character sheet, bottom left, there's like power 5. That's how much power you've got available to you thanks to this motion tracker. So give us a power supply roll.
My power's 0, is that right?
Yeah, I don't think you've got any tools that require power.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
terrifying roll.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly check consumables because I can't remember if it uses both of those. Because you rolled 1 success and 1 fail. So consumables.
It was the best of rolls. It was
One
the worst
panic.
of rolls.
Yeah. So
That
Wilson's-
little face hugger is terrifying.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just an icon,
It's
but
'cause
I
he got-
hate him.
Yeah, it's the face hugger.
Because he got told off.
It's the face hugger that means business. You just reduce your power supply by any face hugger rolls that you got. So you rolled 1 face hugger, so you reduce your power supply by 1. So there are ways that you can use stuff without it actually using power. It's more of like a timer for how much power runs out. All right, so you're sitting there. You're pulling out this motion tracker. You're trying to get it working. You're hitting dials and stuff just to try and get it to. Then you can see all of us on the motion tracker, and you're like, "Oh, great! It's kind of working." And as the rest of us sort of move up towards this slumped body, we'll take in exactly what it was that Cham saw. The head's gone, the shotgun lying on the ground next to it, and these abnormally long arms that have pushed and stretched at the seams of the gloves and have torn parts of the forearms of the suit. And each of us caught just in a moment trying to figure out what we're looking at when a ping, bling, just rings out from that motion tracker. And Wilson, you see the 4 dots that correlate with Miller and Rye, Cham, and Davis, and then just further on somewhere south of this area. You're not quite sure where. You're not very good at reading your maps. Something just pings out. Ping! And it's loud, and it sort of cuts through the air within the Cronus. And each of us, like, suddenly realize what we're in for. I'm going to need everybody to just gain 1 stress level.
I'll give
In
one to my
real life
character
as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cham will arm himself with his big wrench. He doesn't want to use the bolt gun yet. He's more comfortable just holding a big heavy weapon.
Okay. Okay, yeah. Hearing that ping, Miller's hands just wrap around the gun at her side, and she pulls it from her holster. Before just trying to snap back into it. Everything's okay. This body's clearly she's saying this to you now, or as much to herself as she is to the rest of you. He's dead. Okay, we're good.
Are we good, Miller? You're looking at these arms, because I'm seeing most people have a head. Don't get me wrong. She's gesturing with the harpoon gun, which she doesn't feel so weird about carrying now. Most people have a head, but that's not right.
That's not a person. And what is setting off the motion detector in a ship that's been dead in space for 70 years?
I might have broken the motion detector, guys. So, can I hold that big pistol on the floor over there? That real big pistol. How about I have that one, and we just do it real fast, okay? Miller, do your captaining.
And it just pings.
Does it mean the shotgun that the person killed themselves with?
Yeah.
That shotgun. Let's have a look. There are some extra shotgun shells. That sort of in like an open zipper pocket on his suit. So there'd be enough for one reload if someone did want to grab this shotgun for any reason. Wilson, you're looking back at that motion track and where that little bleep was and that little dot that appeared, and then after a moment just another bleep, and it's a little further away now, and each of you now hear just a quick rattle coming from one of the vents somewhere further into the ship.
I didn't touch it at all that time. I was just on the handle, like a good Wilson. I didn't break it that time, guys. So there's that.
Something's in the vents.
And he bangs his wrench hard against the nearest vent.
No! No! That's not right. That's just me. It's like, no.
So that's
What?
okay. So, there's just quiet. Just the sound of. I think Cham feels like he managed to scare off whatever might have been in there. I don't know. What would
Puffs up
Cham
his
think?
chest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
space
don't
rat.
mess with my crew.
I think silently, Miller is just thankful no one is asking more. And she goes to just, all right, the cryo chambers. We need to get to the cryo chambers. And she starts walking further south from her current position towards this closed, icy door in the dark.
Yay. Can I do that magical thing with the little keepsake? That
Yeah, I would say that by now there's turns, shift. I'd say a shift has passed now. So the effects of dehydration has disappeared for all of us, which means you can relieve 1 point of stress at any point during this act by engaging with your personal item.
Yep, sweet.
You just
Right.
have to- Okay, sorry.
Oh no, sorry. I might go and get rid of a stress point. Raya's going to look at that little picture she has of her brother. It's like, just rubs it for luck, and it's like, okay, little Timmy, I'm coming home. Just one more job. Coming home.
Cool.
We can do it.
Yeah, reduce your stress by 1.
Yep.
Are the rest of you following as Miller makes her way south?
Yeah, Cham is.
I mean, Davis
Yep.
is, but then also she's really torn. Like, yeah, she's got this grapple gun, but at the same time there's a shotgun, but at the same time that shotgun killed someone and the corpse has got it. So she's really torn about taking it or not. So she's loitering but trying not to look and like
Yeah.
quite conflicted at the moment.
Definitely.
Cham absent-mindedly knocks her like directly on top of the body as he nudges past.
Well,
Knocks Davis over.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Davis is just scrabbling away. Like, Cham, you idiot! What the fuck, man?
Sorry.
Davis, I imagine, keeps like a mental note. There's a shotgun here. Like, I know where it is. I know where it is.
Davis, I see you looking at that big pistol. How about you give me the pointy one that you've got? I'll have the pointy pistol. You have the painting pistol.
Davis had momentarily stopped thinking about the shotgun after landing on the corpse, but now, thank you for bringing that to him. She's like, kind of just looking at you, but like reaches forward really tentatively and grabs the shotgun. Not the reloads though, so if there's nothing in this, she'll check to see if there's something chambered, but she's not going to loot the corpse for anything else. And if there is something in there, she's standing up and saying, "It's funny, Wilson, because when I met you, I thought you were an asshole." And then she's going to turn and walk out and follow after Miller.
Wilson absorbs that compliment into his ego. He's just like, yes, teamwork. And he takes the harpoon pistol.
No, she's keeping the harpoon.
Oh, you got both?
Yeah. Throwing one across and then like holding the shotgun.
Okay. Wilson takes the compliment regardless.
Not going to let Wilson have a weapon.
There's a hell of a racket as different parts of the ship, and you hear machinery and metal on metal and like gears grinding as different parts of the ship shake and rattle. And you notice, you've heard this before, a ship coming out of cryo sleep, but this is really, really struggling. You can see that suddenly lights start flickering and filling up this corridor that we're all standing in at the moment, and just a haze of vapor as warm air begins to start filling the corridors. So it looks like something somehow, maybe it was just a slow reaction to you coming aboard, but the mother system on this ship has basically powered up the reactor and any life support systems on board.
oh gosh.
Smell that corporate air, everyone. Yum, yum.
Oh, there's air.
And then, yeah, Cham, without a second question, will undo his helmet.
Oh, just without... Okay.
Well, Wilson said there's air, so he's like, awesome.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
No, Cham, wait.
What?
Cham, you remove your helmet and it is just still like blisteringly cold in here. It's so much colder than you had any anticipation of it being. And the air fills your suit, and you're just instantly hit with cold. Not only that, but the air in this ship just is so bitterly stale as well. It's almost like the oxygen levels within this ship haven't been mixed correctly, and it could be just the fact that it's been dormant for 70 years. But you're finding it quite hard to catch your breath suddenly. You're breathing, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
Oh, you said there was air. Oh.
No,
sorry.
Cham, put your helmet back on.
Sorry, employee number 3. Yeah.
So what we're gonna basically we're gonna need stamina rolls from Cham. What does a stamina roll mean?
Okay.
So basically, because you just you're feeling that bitter feeling of this cold. There's been no time for it to warm up yet. I'm just going to get just a stamina roll from you, Cham.
Okay. And would that be... Oh, yep, stamina. Cool. Two successes.
Okay.
Oh, you so strong.
Okay, that's good, because a failure here probably would have done some damage to your internal organs. So you managed to basically push.
Do I take
through.
the freezing condition?
I think you would have if the systems hadn't been turned on. Things are slowly warming up. It's going to take a while to warm up completely. But because you rolled 2 successes, you can choose one stunt applicable to the situation. You can either give one of your successes to another PC in the same situation as you, although no one is right now. You can gain a +1 modification to a later skill roll relating to this one, or you're hardened by the experience and you don't need to roll to overcome the exact same challenge in the future, or just you impress someone with how well you withstood this cold.
I want to impress my boss. I want him. I want her to know that her team member is hard as nails. He's living up to his big beefy boy toughness.
Yeah, Miller turns around to see you taking off this helmet and just sees the moment of shock as the cold hits you, but you just staunch your way through it. This is nothing. This is nothing for Cham. But it still kind of does suck though. Any stamina rolls from here on, we will be doing as a -2 modifier, just because of how stale the air is, because of the high concentrate of carbon dioxide with every breath is making you feel a little weaker. Our strong boy is feeling a little weaker at this point.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to explain to everyone what Cham is going through.
He's got a chill, a very strong chill that is slowly working its way down through his body, because his body's still inside the compression suit. It's just he's exposed at the head and neck. So the chill is starting at the neck and it's just working its way through all of his limbs, and he's just feeling a bit sluggish and slow.
Oh my gosh. Can Rye try and get his helmet back on? Maybe warm it, cut it off, stop the freezing and get him warmed up again?
There won't. I think once the suit is being opened up, getting it pressurized with fresh air, which has been, we can definitely give that a go. What sort of systems do we have in place here for that? I don't know. I think it'll be heavy machinery.
No, that's just Cham.
Yeah. Give us
Might be medical aid or wits.
I was going to say a survival.
Survival?
The survival?
Makes sense, yeah.
Come on. Let's go survival. Gotta help our Cham. Save our Cham.
No successes.
Oh no.
You're not able
You
to,
just
I don't know.
you just smack me in the head with the helmet.
Yeah.
I'm just a little panicked about the crazy body that we've just seen in the hallway, and I'm fumbling with this thing. It's Cham, get your helmet on. You're gonna freeze. Get this helmet on. Smack.
Did you want to
Get
try
the helmet
and
on.
push that roll at all?
No.
I'm sorry I caused such a derail just by my character being dumb.
No, it's totally fine. It's in the book. They expected someone to do this, so it's totally fine. As you're trying to fuss around with this helmet, a familiar voice from the mother system kicks in. Warning, cryo chambers deactivated. Warning, cryo chambers deactivated. And it just over and over 2 or 3 times. That's part of coming out of, turning all the life support systems back on. It probably would have been a very similar announcement when we came out of cryostasis as well. But that's what Miller needs to refocus and slam the button next to the door. Shook, it opens up. into a nicely brightly lit corridor spanning from east to west. And there's a sign pointing towards the doorway in the middle of this hallway which states cryo chambers. Davis, with me, as she says to try and refocus.
Davis is like, yep, sooner we get these people, the sooner we get back to the ship. Hey, let's go.
Cham follows.
This hallway, pretty standard for a US CSS hallway. There's looks to be an elevator on each side. One door, the closest one to us, is closed off. The one on the far side is ajar. It looks broken and it's just open into the darkness. Cool. I think everyone else, like Miller's, after seeing Cham's reaction, is going to keep the helmet on. Hopefully.
How do I move Cham on the map?
You should just be able to click it if I've given you access to.
He's still at the start.
He's
Very
a
good
smart.
vision.
He's a lot smarter than we thought he was.
So, Cham. Yeah, you should
I'll
just
just
be able
wait
to
here.
select him and move him.
Aha. Yes.
Hello.
Hey, James on the move.
Wait up, you guys.
Just trying to breathe. I think he's wheezing. I like to think that Cham is wheezing as well, trying to get his full breaths.
He's got the space asthma.
Yeah. As we near this door, this cryo chamber door, there are very clear claw marks around the door frame, as if something was trying to get in unsuccessfully. And Miller is doing that thing she does where she just looks at Wilson. And I think this time she just stops and says, "Wilson, what is this?"
What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? I'm not the. Well, I don't know. I'm not a ancient spaceship guy.
So this doesn't worry you in the least, claw marks.
I'm more of a guy from Weyland-Yutani. Yes. And I don't know what those are, but it's not bullet marks from a pistol, and that means we're okay.
Davis, what do you make of this?
I think this is fucked. We should go. I'm sorry. You can have this ship, Wilson. We've got a perfectly good one there, without claw marks. Amazing. I say we jet.
We can get the engineer people to repair that claw mark. Like, it's just metal, right? You put that
Yeah, so you just
metally
wait for
paste
them,
on it.
and we'll
and
send
you
someone.
paint
It'll be all good.
Just get that special pen from Repco.
it. Yeah.
Davis, if whatever
Space Ripco.
if whatever made these marks couldn't get in, then there's something on the other side we need to get to make sure they're okay. Let's just check in. Let's just check in on the crew. Right? Like it clearly couldn't get in.
Yeah.
And she slams her hand onto the little button to open the door, and it just goes burp, burp. And it's just what burp, burp, every time she slams her fist to try and open it, and the door is just locked.
Miller.
Rye's reaching for the flame gun, and she's just like trying to calm herself. She's like, one last job. Just got to get through one last job.
Yeah. See, Davis. See, Rye's on board. We're just gonna go
One
in.
last job.
We're gonna check on the crew, make sure they're okay, and then we're just gonna get these. Look, if you want to go back to the ship, You're welcome to. We'll be back soon, I'm sure.
Wilson's gonna pull out his access card, hold it like above his head, and walk past everyone. Guys. Yeah, hand it to Miller. Feel free to the old swipey.
She grabs the card, holds it in front of the door, beer, and hands
You
it back.
broke it, Miller.
Right?
It
Can
makes,
you just?
it
can you
makes
just
the
crack
other
this
beep.
door?
It goes beep beep, not beep bop.
Beer. She just keeps swiping it. Beer.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Wilson will snatch it back off her.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, gonna try.
Please. So
Thank
just-
you for mentioning the extra success before, because the previous session I had an extra
Oh yeah.
success that I tucked away in a pocket. Can I pull that out now?
You can, so you don't even have to roll. You just describe to us how smoothly this occurs.
Oh my gosh. Rye is so ready to get off this ship. So it's just looking at Miller, looking at Wilson, and she's just swung the gun to the side. It's like, get out of my way. It's like peep pop, like the Fonz on the wall. And the green light comes up and then
So
sticks back again with the gun.
The cutting tool goes beep bop.
Oh no, not the cutting tool.
Oh.
She's doing little buttons.
All right, because the door definitely needs like a heavy machinery roll, which is what it needs.
Oh.
It needs you to get it. You're a technician. You need to get in
No.
there and,
No,
and
this-
break this lock and crank
Reagan,
this
there's
door
monsters.
open.
Because we know how well that one went.
Yeah. The only way you're gonna get in is with brute strength, right?
Do I even have that?
No beep bop. Just beep.
No, give me the beep bop.
Yeah, I think heavy machinery was what you rolled well on last
Okay,
time
okay.
with that. So again, you don't have to
Oh,
roll.
okay.
You
Okay,
just
okay.
use your heavy machinery skills to get this thing open.
Use my heavy. I so need to get it. Okay, beep bop didn't work, so it's like, right, got the cutter. From the lessons I learned at the entry. It's like, oh wait, no, I cut it here and cut it here and cut it here.
And it's like watching a master at work. There's just like effortless, cutting all the right points down that middle and snapping through, like not even going the whole length of the door. She knows where those locks would be, and she just like cracks through them with ease. And the door opens up into sort of a miniature hallway with 3 wings of cryo chambers coming off this corridor. And Miller just makes her way down this corridor and sort of takes a look. It's all this area is very clean. There is a layer of frost on each of the cryo chambers, and she moves into one of the corridors and goes from hypersleep chamber to hypersleep chamber, and there's a bunch of just empty ones in this room. And she moves back out and sort of shakes her head to signify that there's like no one in that room.
Do they have heads?
There's no one. There's no anything in that room. Cham.
So no heads.
No head. There's definitely no heads.
Okay.
Any extra long arms?
Davis is going to push past into the second chamber to try and speed up this process,
Mm.
sweeping through with a shotgun.
There's about 12 cryo chambers in this room, Davis, and again, there's a lot of empty ones. But what you can see in most of the ones in this room are just desiccated corpses. Just these bodies have just mummified from the decades they've spent just in dry air.
Comes out, just shakes the head.
Miller moves into the last of the cryo chambers, and while the majority of the chambers here are empty as well, 5 of the cryo chambers in this room seem to be functioning correctly, and they're slowly starting to see the frost melting off the top, and each of them click and vent and reveal the bodies, the living bodies of the Cronus crew within them. And it's defrosting is a pretty slow process. Let's have a quick look here.
What do you see?
It's okay, Cham. It's all right. You can come on in. I think we're going to need to help these guys out. And
Oh my gosh.
Wilson's going to hold his motion scanner over the top of them. Beep, 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 beep.
yeah. Give us a power supply roll, please.
I think it was the red button. No, maybe the green button. Maybe both buttons. And Wilson rolls a single success.
Okay, great. Yeah, the you see all of the dots that you'd be expecting from this room, right? It goes blip, 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 and our 4 dots all light up, and the 5 in the positions of the cryo chamber all light up as well. Everyone in here seems to be okay. You can see now that the crew are made up of quite a variety of different faces and people. 3 guys, 2 of them bearded, 2 women as well, and they are slowly making sounds of coming to, groaning and lifting sort of their hands to their eyes, rubbing the sleep from the eyes. And on one of them it's got Officer Albert Johns, to which Miller is heading straight to. There are names and roles for each of these people. Wilson, you notice there's a corporate liaison in here as well, sort of a middle-aged woman with Clayton written on the side of her chamber. There is a guy by the name of Flynn who's got medic listed as his role, a scientist by the name of Daniel Cooper, and a colonial marine tagged. It's like her badge has been sort of taped to the side of her cryo sleep chamber, and it's got just Reed, Valerie Reed, written on her. And they're slowly all just coming to. They're waking up. And you know the feeling of this. It's that dehydrated. You were only in cryo sleep for a couple of months, but these poor crew have spent the last 70 years, as far as you're aware, fast asleep aboard the Cronus.
Cham's going to come on really strong to the nearest one to him, and just lean over their pod and just be like,
Hello? Do you need help? I help you up.
and he just starts grasping at their hands, I help you get up. I know you're tired. I help you up.
The closest
Cham.
the closest one to you is the scientist with Cooper written down on his chamber sleep pod. He seems to be a bit of an older guy, veering into his 50s. He's got a grey hair and grey beard, and just hearing your voice and the grabbing and just waking up, he's shut it. Can you just shut up for a bit? Just, oh my God, my head. He's just sort of pushing you away as he grabs the side of his chamber and sits up. And he just immediately puts his hand into his head down into his hands. One by one, the others sort of sit up and try and get their bearings as well. And Miller stands forward and she says, Officer Miller of the USCSS Montero, we're just here. You guys are lucky to be alive. We're here to hopefully take you back to safety if everything's okay. And they're all a bit, they're not really sure who they are, let alone where they are, or and the officer of the Cronus says, Officer Johns, you're gonna have to give us a bit. I don't really remember much of what's going on. And Cooper is just Could you get me a drink, little guy?
You should be lucky that you have a head.
Yeah, but it doesn't really feel like I do, to be honest. And Miller's going to start helping the officer, Albert, out of the sleep chamber. The other, are you all sort of grabbing someone and assisting in some way?
Yep.
Yeah, Cham would now silently help.
Rye will be going up to Miller and saying, I think we should just grab one each and head straight back to the ship. This is too much for me. We got to get out of here.
We got to
We've
get them
saved-
compression suits.
No, because isn't the umbilical like pressurized? It was just coming into the ship, right?
Once it was, we had to shut off that airlock and then we pressurized that room. So we'd need to depressurize the room and get back into the umbilical to get back onto the Montero. But you know there should be some suits somewhere on board here. In fact, there are even lockers in this room. If you wanted to sort of take a quick look through those. Wilson, what's Wilson doing here?
Wilson's sort of standing next to, was it Clayton, the corporate person?
Yes, Clayton.
Yeah. And he's just trying to think about if he outranks them or not.
I don't know if there's any sort of way. You'd have to maybe have like some sort of conversation. She's a middle-aged woman with a sort of short bob blonde hair.
In his own mind, he's not bothering to talk to them at the moment. He's like, they would have been restructured years ago. I'm definitely the senior cook. Oh yeah, welcome. I'm the senior corporate liaison, John J. Wilson. And hi, and you're welcome to get on with this amendment. I'll tell you in a minute. It's real good.
And are you just sort of you're helping Clayton out of? Are you even helping her get out of the crash?
He's talking to her.
Just
pretty productively, but
she sort of swings her legs out onto the side of the sleep chamber, and she's trying to. She's like, corporate liaison. What are you? I don't even know what you're talking about. Is there? And she's doing that dry mouth, kind of just waking up. Oh man, have you got anything, any drink, any fluid of any sort on you that I can... anything?
Oh, that does remind me, back in HR, I always had a bit too much fluid one day, and Ben from accounts, he was there too, and he had heaps. But yeah, it was a funny story, you should have been there. But that was only a few months ago. But you've been here for a while, and here we are.
700 years.
Cham, back.
Cham.
I think while Miller is helping the other officer out, and Davis and Rye are assisting with some other people from the sleep chambers, Cham, Cooper in front of you has still got his head in his hands, and he doesn't seem to be making much sense. The words he's saying, he started sort of talking about feeling dehydrated, the pain in his head. Everyone else has sort of got similar kind of effects of being in cryosleep, but he's not making sense. The words aren't making sense to your ears.
Well, that's not really that different to Cham, because anytime Wilson talks and he's like, PowerPoint, synergy, circle back, like Cham's always like,
okay, words are fun.
His voice is getting a little more excited even though it's quite garbled, and people in the room are now sort of taking notice, and he stands up with Cham's assistance, and as everyone else is now sort of getting up off their cryo chambers as well, and he finally takes his hand away from his face, and you can see blood now like dripping down out of his nose and ears. And he looks at you and he's trying to gain focus at you. He's trying to look directly at you, Cham. And just the whites of his eyes just start breaking out with blood. And as he's now got bloodied eyes as the flow from his nose and his ears continue. Miller notices this and starts rushing over to try and hold the man down. I don't know if anyone else is...
Yeah, Cham would catch the cue of holding strength. I'll do that and just holds him down.
He loses his strength in his legs first, and you catch him. And Miller comes over to try and help, try and figure out what's going on. And he just starts convulsing. Blood is sort of being sprayed out in different areas as both Cham and Miller hold him down. What the maybe Rye and Davis notice is that the crew of the Cronus aren't looking to help at all. If anything, they seem to be backing up. And in the depths of the seizure now, Cooper is just flailing about at everyone and everything. And with a sickening pop and this bloody splash, his eyeball just launches from his face and smacks into Cham before bouncing across the floor and rolling.
That's not supposed to do that.
rolling underneath a cryo tube. This time, both Cham and Miller sort of pause, just trying to process exactly what it is that is unveiling in front of them. And what we see is this slender little gore-covered arm pushing its way up out of Cooper's eye socket, just this tiny little hand. And it reaches over and starts tugging at his twisted, distended mouth. And as these spindly white fingers yank and snap his teeth back, Cooper doesn't scream. It's clear that he's not in his own head anymore. Something else is. And it wants out.
Cham's just going to try and bash his head with the wrench.
Okay.
He's holding him with one arm and he's bashing his head with the other.
Okay, yeah. I'll say just you go to bring up this wrench and you can just see flesh tearing and tendons snapping as the thing inside his splintering skull pulls his face open at the jawline.
Oh my gosh.
And with a thick gurgling sound welling up inside Cooper, his head is just ripped from his body, the neck gushing at whatever was inside him, goes to launch down onto the ground. We're going to do initiative since Cham, you're ready to...
Rye's like, I'm gonna head out.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it.
And you can just hear one of the crew, I think it's the corporate liaison, Clayton, just screams out, "Kill it!"
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, initiative works a little differently. It's not a roll of a die. It's a random card that I give you. So I'm just going to deal a card to each player, which will have a number on it. The higher the number.
The lower the better, generally.
Oh, wait.
Free league games are usually the lower number is better.
Yeah. Actually, sorry, for some reason, I'm just going to recall those and shuffle.
Or is it that we all go in a group? Is it players go and then enemies go, or vice versa?
We will get to that. We will definitely get to that. In fact, what might be an idea is it's just turned 10 o'clock, which is when we normally call it a night. So what we'll do is we'll reveal these cards to make sure that we've got them working. That will be where we start for our next session to see how quick Cham is with his wrench. So let's bring up the turn order, and I will start adding everybody in at turn. So Davis, what was your card?
My card is lucky number 10.
Okay.
This is fine because Davis had been trying to go through the the lockers to find compression things, so would have reacted late to this and just turned around when bodily explosions.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
Wilson.
I thought everyone had a 1, but it means 1 card.
Yeah,
And then I
one
clicked
card.
on it. And then the initiative number I've got is 8.
Okay. Which also makes sense, I think, being a little bit later in the turn. I don't think Wilson really wants to do much, probably.
Ooh.
Or can do much. Right.
Oh!
I got a 2.
That makes sense as well. You're in the thick of it.
Oh my god.
Flame on!
Where are we?
So
We've
flamey.
got- Did I give my... Oh, yeah, I get myself a card.
Get out of there, Cham. Get out of there.
Let's have a look. We have initiative of 4. She's a little slow off the bat on this one, I think.
It's been nice working with you, Cham.
Low number, Cham. Low number. Let's go.
Update your LinkedIn.
Yeah. And Cham, what's Cham got?
Cham's rocking a 7.
Also slow.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, I think what we're going to do is we're going to end tonight's session with the reveal of poor Cooper, the scientist aboard the USCSS Cronus, getting his head torn apart from the inside out, with Cham with his wrench raised high, and Clayton, the company agent, screaming at the top of her lungs. And that's where we'll end it tonight.
Pleasant dreams, everyone.
right, off to bed.
This gives me a good chance to take a look over. I've already looked over it like multiple times, but I'm going to re-look over initiative order in regards to all of the NPCs that are currently there, because at the moment, guess what they're holding to defend themselves with? Nothing. They just came
Their
out of
dicks.
cryo sleep. Yeah. So this could be
One NPC picks up the nearest NPC and starts swinging wild.
improvised weapon, I call that. So I'll have a look and make sure that we've got initiative all sorted for next Monday.
I'll also accept a personnel weapon.
Yeah. What do you
Double check
think?
those TGK rules.
I think you saw what I thought.
Ramp up in intensity towards the end.
Just quietly.
That was
Hide
spooky.
from-
I don't
Hide from
any
the story.
experience with playing horror as horror. Like, the only times I've ever played horror, it's just been wacky and silly, as you can tell by the way I play my characters.
What?
But, like, yeah, I've never been in a game where the actual setting and the story and the things are slowly unfolding the way a horror movie does. And it feels really scary, which is super cool.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad I could make that actually feel legit then. That's great. Because it has just really begun.
It's about
that's
to
great.
end.
Yeah.
Look at these characters.
Some things that I'm really loving. I'm loving that that Rye is just like, let's get them and go. And I love that Davis is like, I don't even want to go in here. I just want to go. I think these are all very, very valid things to be thinking. And I'm very excited about next week. Questions. We got to do our XP, right?
Oh, yes.
XP page 35. We have some questions to answer honestly. Did you participate in the game session?
Yes.
Give yourself a point of XP.
Hooray.
Let's bring that
Oh
up.
my gosh, my XP's gone wandering. There it is.
I just doubled. Yes.
Nice. But did you have one?
Yeah.
Nice,
no.
man. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? I am going to say yes.
My dignity?
Did you risk your life for your buddy? And has I mentioned last week, but it may have been forgotten. You're allowed every session to pick a new buddy and a new rival. I just kept the same as last week.
Same.
But
Yeah.
it might change. I can see mine changing.
Would We risk everyone being buddies with Cham.
I didn't risk my life for my buddy.
I mean, I'm
I didn't.
still on the ship.
Yeah. Well, just answer it honestly. Give yourself an XP if you think you answered that with a yes. Did you challenge or stand up to your rival PC?
Don't have a rival.
Don't have a rival.
Oh, I absolutely did. I even tried to pull rank on him.
Yeah. Oh, you're letting out of the bag, Miller.
Hey, I can change it each session, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Miller's spilling the tea.
Yeah.
Did I make a panic, or did you make a panic roll? I don't think anyone made a panic roll tonight, which is good. Did you overcome a dangerous
Cham
event?
get one with the little, what do you call it? The little face hugger dice.
That
Stress dice?
was-
Oh no,
That
that's
wasn't
stress.
panic, that wasn't.
That wasn't panic. What was that?
That was a
Stress.
power
Stress.
thing.
Oh,
Depletion.
power supply. Power supply. Yeah. That's right.
Oh, sorry.
That's right. Did you overcome a dangerous event using violent or non-violent means? I don't think
Not yet.
Not yet. But that'll be an XP point for next week, that's for sure. Did you make a significant discovery or revelation?
The ship.
Yes.
I mean, I think when I tuned in, that was a significant revelation. for-
Yeah, you did
Yeah.
definitely get that. Definitely get an
Ooh.
XP point for that one.
Yeah.
I think Cham will get one for investigating the body and realizing how
Sweet.
messed up that was.
Do we each get one for just witnessing this guy turn himself inside out with his mini-me?
It's very Army of Darkness.
Actually, what everyone gets for that is a stress point. So can everyone just knock
Oh,
themselves
Thank
up? Can
you.
everyone
Oh,
knock
no.
themselves up a stress
It's like
point, please?
Christmas.
I'm on 4.
I'm on
Whoa.
3. I'm on 3. Did you perform an extraordinary action of some kind?
Does Cham holding down this guy while stuff came out of his face count as extraordinary?
I wouldn't say so.
No, it's his normal workday look like.
Yeah. I wouldn't say
Not like that.
extraordinary.
Wilson was in 0G. He's only ever in
That's pretty
like
weird.
G strength in the office.
That's pretty Did you earn any money? That's a no from me.
Nope.
Sometimes the answer's not clear cut. So if there's anything in there that you just wanted to be like, hey, I think I did get this, but I'm not sure, just let me know. But you can basically, between now and next session, you can, if you've got 5 or more points, you can spend 5 points to add a 1 to any of your skills that you've got. That little skill tree in the middle, you can add 1 to whatever you want, whatever you think. I think in general, it does say, to do this, however, you must have either used the skill and succeeded during the session, or been instructed by a teacher for at least 1 shift. So we're going to have to just keep that to, you can only do it on a skill that you have attempted and succeeded on.
Yeah.
So for Rye, that would be heavy machinery. If she's got 5 points, she could chuck another one into heavy machinery.
Yay.
If she wants. Or she can hold on to those points for another time, if she has 5.
Build
It
up
has
my
another
points
time.
so I can jump in that robo suit.
Yeah. I think you can only get a maximum of 10 points as well. So spend them. Spend them once you get them. Okay, I think that's us. Thanks, guys. That was cool.
Whew. Thank you very much.
Time to unsleep.
Yeah.
I'm off to watch cute cat videos before bed.
Yeah. Is everyone mentally okay after that? You don't need to de-stress for a little bit?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I gotta go make the kids' lunch boxes.
Okay, that'll help. You're just going to have like flashbacks to like things, guts and...
Don't open the lunchbox.
Yeah. Thanks to everyone who stopped by and checked us out and checked out the cool new overlay. Thanks to Shannon and his amazing work. Also, well done for Squished getting himself a copy of the starter set. We'll get that sorted as soon as possible. Get Christian your email, I think. That's what we're going to do. Is that right?
Yep.
Cool.
If you've got a email that you use with drive-through RPG. Send that through.
There we go. So
Please.
yes, do that. We'll be, like I said, we're giving out something to Patreon supporters as well, a copy of the starter kit to Patreon supporters. And also, I don't know if these commands are even working. They're not. What is going on? All right. I need to fix Streamlabs. We have a YouTube, just Getting Dicey. Subscribe there and like and comment on any of our Alien RPG videos, and you go in the draw to win a copy of the starter set. Or if you're a Patreon, you go in the draw there as well. And we'll be back, if we're all available next Monday, we'll be back to see what happens to Cham.
And other things.
I mean, yeah. And other things, but we'll see what happens to Cham and his wrench. I'm very invested in that wrench of Cham's.
I bashed the face.
There
Lift
is no
the
face.
wrench and then dash with it.
All right, thanks everybody, and thank you guys for playing. You guys did great.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks all. Bye.
No.